luck, or some huge break? What if it begins with small things you do every single day? A lot of people want a better life. They want more peace, more focus, more energy, more confident. They want to feel proud of themselves. They want to stop wasting time. They want to wake up with purpose. But many people think life changes only when something big happens. They think they need a perfect plan. They think they need extra time. They think they need strong motivation every day. So they wait. And while they wait, nothing really changes. That is the problem. Most people are looking for a big answer to a problem that is built by small choices. They want a new life, but they keep the same routine. They want better results, but they repeat the same habits. They say they are ready for change, but their daily actions tell a different story, and that is why they feel stuck. Not because they are weak, not because they are lazy, but because their days are running on autopilot. Think about your own life for a second. How do your mornings begin? How do your afternoons go? How do your nights end? Do you control your day, or does your day control you? Do you wake up with a plan? Do you use your time well, or do ours disappear before you even notice? These questions matter. They matter because your life is made of days, and your days are made of habits. That means your habits are shaping your future right now. The truth is simple. You do not become better by wanting better. You become better by doing better. Not one time, not when you feel inspired, but again and again. That is how real change works. It is not loud. It is not flashy. It is often quiet. Very quiet. It looks like waking up a little earlier. It looks like drinking water instead of soda. It looks like putting your phone away. It looks like reading for 10 minutes. It looks like going for a short walk. Small things. Normal things. But when you repeat them every day, they stop being small. They become your life. That is why habits are powerful. A single habit may not change much in one day. You may not notice a big result in 1 week. But give it time. Give it a month. Give it 6 months. The person who keeps choosing better habits becomes stronger, calmer, sharper, and more disciplined. This is why some people move forward while others stay stuck. It is not always talent or education. A big part of the difference is daily habits. What you do when no one is watching. What you do when you feel tired. What you do when you do not feel like trying. Those small choices are building something. They are building the life you want. Now, here is the good news. You do not need to change everything tonight. You do not need to become a new person in 1 week. You just need to start. Start small. Start simple. Start where you are. Because a better life is built in daily steps. Maybe right now you feel tired all the time. Maybe you have goals, but no structure. Maybe you keep saying, I will start tomorrow, but tomorrow never really comes. If any of that sounds like you, this video is for you. You are not broken. You just need better habits. Because your habits decide your direction. Every day, you are casting votes for the kind of person you want to become. When you choose discipline, focus, and movement, you vote for a healthier and happier version of yourself. So, the real question is, what are you doing every day to build it? In this video, I am going to share 10 daily habits that can help you upgrade your life. These are not extreme habits. They are simple habits that normal people can start using right away. They do not need special tools. They just need your attention and your effort. And here is my promise. If you stay till the end, you will leave with habits you can actually start today. The life you want is built by choice. Daily choice. Quiet choice. Repeated choice. Let's begin. The first habit is simple, but it can change the tone of your whole day. Wake up with a plan. Not a perfect plan. Not a long plan. Just a clear plan. Most people do not lose their day because they are lazy. They lose it because they start with no direction. They wake up, check their phone, think about 10 different things, and then let the day pull them in every direction. One message leads to another. One small delay turns into a slow morning. Then stress starts building. Then the day feels heavy before it even begins. That is why waking up with a plan matters. When you wake up and know what needs to be done, your mind feels calmer. You do not waste energy asking, what should I do now? You already know. You already decided. That saves time. It also saves mental energy. And mental energy is very important. Many people feel tired, not because they worked too hard, but because their mind stayed confused all day. A simple plan gives your day structure. Think of it like this. If you get in a car with no map, no address, and no clear road, you will waste fuel, time, and patience. Your day works the same way. If you wake up with no plan, you will move, but not always in the right direction. You may stay busy. You may even feel tired at the end. But being busy is not the same as making progress. That is the trap many people live in. They stay active, but they do not move forward. They answer random texts. They scroll. They react. They start one thing, then leave it. They jump to something else. By night, they feel like the day disappeared. And the truth is, it did. Not because the day was too short, but because it had no clear shape. A plan fixes that. Now, when I say plan, I do not mean you need a full notebook with every minute written down. You do not need a complicated system. You do not need to become a robot. You just need to know your most important tasks. That is enough. In fact, the best plans are often very short. You can start with just 3 things. Ask yourself one question in the morning, or even the night before. What are the 3 most important things I need to do today? That is it. Write them down. Keep them simple. Make them real. Not huge dreams. Not 20 goals. Just 3 clear actions. Maybe one is to finish a work task. Maybe one is to exercise for 20 minutes. Maybe one is to call someone you have been avoiding. Maybe one is to read 10 pages of a book. Maybe one is to clean your room. It does not matter if the task is big or small. What matters is that it is clear. Clarity creates action. When your mind sees a clear target, it works better. When your mind sees a big cloud of stress, it slows down. That is why so many people keep saying they have a lot to do but still do not start. The problem is often lack of clarity. A lot to do is too vague. It feels heavy. It feels endless. But send that email or walk for 20 minutes feels possible. And when something feels possible, you are more likely to do it. This habit also helps you build self. That is a big deal. Self-trust means you believe your own words. You say you will do something, and then you do it. That makes you feel stronger inside. But when you keep waking up with no plan, wasting time, and ending the day with guilt, your trust in yourself gets weaker. You start feeling disappointed in your own actions. Over time, that affects your confidence. A daily plan helps fix that. Every time you write down your top tasks and complete them, you send a message to your brain. You tell yourself, I can lead my day. I can keep promises to myself. I can stay focused. These may seem like small wins, but small wins are powerful. They build momentum, and momentum makes hard things easier. Let's be honest. Some days will still feel messy. Life is not always smooth. Plans will break. Things will go wrong. You may get tired. You may not finish everything. That is normal. A plan is not there to make your day perfect. It is there to make your day better. Even if you complete 2 out of 3 tasks, that is still progress. That is still better than drifting all day with no direction. Progress matters more than perfection. It also helps to make your plan before the day begins. Night is a great time for this. Before sleep, take 2 minutes and decide your top 3 tasks for tomorrow. This makes your morning easier. You wake up with less stress because you already know what matters. Your mind does not have to fight confusion first thing. It can move straight into action. That one small habit can make your mornings feel lighter. And here is another smart move. Start with the hardest or most important task first. Do not spend your best energy on random things. Your first hours matter. Protect them. Use them for what really moves your life forward. A lot of people waste their best focus on social media. Useless browsing or easy tasks that feel productive but change nothing. Then later, when it is time for important work, their energy is gone. Do not give your strongest hours to weak habits. Give them to the work that matters. This habit is not only about getting more done, it is about feeling more in control. It is about reducing stress. It is about living with intention instead of reaction. When you wake up with a plan, you stop handing your day to chance. You stop letting other people decide where your attention goes. You take your power back. And that feels different. You walk into the day with purpose. You know what matters. You know what to do next. You waste less time. You feel less lost. And even if the day is not perfect, it feels more solid, more focused, more yours. So start simple. Tomorrow morning, do not wake up and hope the day goes well. Wake up and decide how it will begin. Write down your top 3 tasks. Keep them clear. Keep them real. Then start with 1. That is how better days begin. And when better days repeat, they turn into a better life. Now let's move to the next habit, because many people destroy their whole morning before they even leave the bed. The second habit is one of the hardest for many people, but it may be one of the most powerful. Stop checking your phone. This habit looks small, very small, but it affects your focus, your mood, your stress, and even the way your whole day feels. Many people wake up and touch their phone before they do anything else. Before they sit up, before they drink water, before they even take one deep breath. The day starts with a screen, and that is a problem. The moment you open your phone, your mind stops being your own. Now your attention belongs to messages, news, and social media. Before your brain has time to wake up in peace, it gets hit with noise. Maybe you see bad news or stressful messages. Maybe you start scrolling for just 1 minute, and then 20 minutes disappear. Maybe you compare your life to someone else. That is not a strong start. Your morning is important because it sets the tone for the rest of the day. The first few minutes are like the opening of a book. They shape what comes next. If your day begins with calm, your mind feels clearer. If your day begins with noise, your mind feels crowded. The phone fills your head before you have a chance to guide it. Think about what happens when you check your phone right away. You are not choosing your first thought. Someone else is choosing it. An app is choosing it. A headline is choosing it. Your attention gets stolen before your day even starts. And once your attention is broken, the rest of the day becomes harder. You may feel more distracted, rushed, or behind. You may jump from one thing to another without real focus. You just feel off. A little more anxious. A little less in control. But often, the damage started in the first few minutes of the morning. That is why this habit matters so much. Now, let's be honest. Phones are not evil. They are useful for work, family, and alarms. The problem is letting it control your first moments. Those first moments are valuable. They are quiet. They are fresh. They can be used to build strength. What should you do instead? Start by creating a small gap between waking up and checking your phone. Even 10 minutes can help. 15 is better. 30 is great. You do not need to be perfect. Just protect a little space at the start of the day. That space belongs to you. Not to notifications. Not to social media. Not to other people's problems. Use that time in a better way. Sit up and breathe. Drink a glass of water. Wash your face. Open a window. Stretch your body. Stand in silence. Write your top 3 tasks for the day. Read 1 page of a good book. Just do something that gives your mind a calm start. These actions may sound simple, but simple is powerful. Your mind gets a chance to wake up naturally. You are not rushing into stress. You are giving yourself a better chance to feel grounded and make better choices. This habit also helps you build discipline. Discipline is about delaying easy things. Your phone gives quick pleasure and entertainment. When you choose not to touch it right away, you are training yourself to stay in control. You are proving that you can pause. That kind of control becomes useful in many parts of life. It helps when you need to focus or stop bad habits. Small acts of discipline strengthen your mind. The morning is a great time to build that strength because early choices shape later choices. When your morning starts with your phone, your brain gets used to fast rewards. Scrolling, tapping, swiping, new content every second. That makes normal tasks feel boring later. Work feels slow. Reading feels hard. Your brain wants more speed and more noise. But real growth does not happen in noise. It happens in focus. That is why protecting your morning matters. It teaches your brain to slow down and be present. Silence is healthy. Silence helps you think and notice your own life. You do not need a perfect morning routine. Keep it easy. No phone for the first 20 or 30 minutes after waking up? Put your phone across the room instead of next to your pillow? Use a normal alarm clock if needed. Do not sleep with your phone in your hand. Make the bad habit harder to follow and the better habit easier. That is how change becomes real. Replace the bad habit with a better one. Keep water, a notebook, or a book nearby. Build an easier first step for the person you want to become. And remember, the goal is not to be perfect. Small consistency matters more than occasional perfection. When you stop checking your phone, you protect your mind. You protect your peace. You start the day with intention. Over time, this makes you calmer, sharper, and more in control. So tomorrow, before you reach for your phone, pause. Give yourself a few quiet minutes. Let your first thoughts belong to you. Let your morning start with purpose, not pressure. When you win the first part of the day, the rest becomes easier to win too. The third habit is simple, powerful, and often ignored. Move your body every day. You do not need to become an athlete. You do not need a gym membership. You do not need expensive shoes, fitness, gear, or a perfect workout plan. You just need to move. That is where the real change begins. A lot of people think exercise is only about losing weight or building muscle. That is part of it, but it is not the whole story. Daily movement does much more than change your body. It changes your mood. It changes your energy. It changes your focus. It changes the way you feel inside your own skin. That is why this habit matters so much. Think about how many people spend most of the day sitting. They sit when they wake up. They sit while working. They sit while eating. They sit while scrolling. They sit while watching videos at night. Their body stays still for hours, but their mind keeps carrying stress. Over time, that creates a heavy feeling. Not only in the body, but also in the mind. You feel slow. You feel tired. You feel lazy. Even when you want to do more. And then many people blame themselves. They say, I have no motivation. They say, I feel weak. They say, I just do not feel like doing anything. But sometimes the problem is not who they are. Sometimes the problem is that their body has been asking for movement and they keep ignoring it. Your body was made to move. When you move, something changes. Your blood flows better. Your brain wakes up. Your muscles feel alive. Your stress starts to come down. Your mood can lift. Even a short walk can change how you feel. Even 10 minutes of stretching can make your body feel less tight. Even a few simple exercises can make you feel stronger. That is the beauty of movement. It helps fast. Now, let's be clear. Daily movement does not have to mean a hard workout every day. That is where many people get confused. They think if they cannot do a full 1-hour workout, then there is no point in doing anything. That is a bad way to think. It keeps people stuck. It makes movement feel too big, too hard, and too far away. But movement can be small. You can walk for 15 minutes. You can stretch for 5 minutes after waking up. You can do 10 push-ups. You can do bodyweight squats in your room. You can dance to one song. You can take the stairs. You can clean your room with energy. You can stand more. You can move more between tasks. All of that counts. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to stop being still all the time. When you move your body every day, you also build momentum. Momentum matters because action creates more action. On the days when you feel lazy, movement can wake you up. On the days when you feel stressed, movement can calm you down. On the days when your mind feels full, movement can clear some of that noise. That is why many people feel better after exercise, even when they did not feel like starting. The hard part is often the beginning. Once you begin, your body remembers what it needs. This habit also teaches discipline in a healthy way. It teaches you to take care of yourself, even when you do not feel like it. Because real self-care is not always soft and easy. Sometimes real self-care is getting up and taking a walk when your mood is low. Sometimes it is stretching when your body feels stiff. Sometimes it is choosing movement instead of another hour of doing nothing. That is not punishment. That is respect. You are showing your body that it matters. You are telling yourself, I deserve energy. I deserve strength. I deserve to feel better than this. And that message is important because many people wait until they feel terrible before they start caring for their body. But daily movement is how you prevent that downward slide. It is how you protect your future self. Think about what happens when you move every day for 1 week. You may sleep better. You may feel lighter. You may feel less stressed. Now imagine 1 month. You may feel stronger. Your mood may improve. Your body may hurt less. Your posture may improve. Now imagine 6 months. The difference can be huge. Not because one workout changed your life, but because daily movement became part of who you are. That is how habits work. They become your identity. At first, you say, I am trying to exercise more. Later, you say, I am someone who moves every day. That shift is big. It means the habit is no longer a fight. It becomes part of your normal life. And once that happens, everything gets easier. Here is another reason this habit matters. Movement improves your mind, not just your body. When you move, your brain often feels clearer. You can think better. You can focus better. You may even feel more confident. That is because movement gives you proof that you are doing something good for yourself. It creates a small win, and small wins are powerful. They remind you that you are not stuck. Even if the rest of the day feels messy, movement gives you something solid. It tells you, I showed up for myself today. That matters. It builds self-respect. It builds trust. It helps you stop seeing yourself as someone who only thinks about change and start seeing yourself as someone who takes action, and action changes everything. Now, let's talk about the biggest mistake people make with this habit. They try to do too much too soon. They start with a big goal. 1 hour every day. Hard workouts. Strict plans. Then after a few days, they feel tired, busy, or overwhelmed. They miss 1 day, then another. Then they quit! Not because they are weak, but because they built the habit too fast. Start smaller than you think you need. That is the smart way. If 10 minutes feels easy, start there. If a short walk feels possible, do that. If 5 minutes of stretching is all you can do today, that still counts. A habit that feels small is easier to repeat, and repetition is what matters most. You can grow later. First, Make it normal. Pick a time that works for your life. Maybe it is in the morning, so your day starts with energy. Maybe it is in the afternoon, when your focus drops. Maybe it is in the evening to clear stress. There is no perfect time for everyone. The best time is the one you can stay consistent with and make it easy to begin. Keep your shoes ready. Put your workout clothes where you can see them. Choose a simple routine. Remove excuses. Help your future self make the better choice. That is how strong habits are built. Also, do not wait to feel motivated. Motivation is not always there. Some days you will feel excited. Many days you will not. But if you only move when you feel ready, you will stay stuck. The better choice is to move because it is part of your life now, not because your feelings gave you permission. That is real discipline. Quiet discipline. And remember, movement should help your life, not become another source of stress. You do not need to compare yourself to anyone else. You do not need to train like people online. Just move in a way that helps you feel stronger, healthier, and more alive. That is enough. So, today, do not ask, what is the perfect workout? Ask, how can I move my body today? Keep the answer simple. Walk, stretch, climb stairs, exercise for 10 minutes. Do something. Then do something again tomorrow. Because when your body moves, your energy moves. Your mood moves. Your life starts to move too. And that is how real upgrades happen. Not in one giant moment, but in small daily actions that bring you back to life. Now,